Long before modern nations, before skyscrapers rose across the earth, a civilization emerged beside the Nile River that would become one of the most legendary societies in human history: ancient Egypt. A land of powerful pharaohs, massive pyramids, golden temples, and beliefs that reached beyond death itself. For thousands of years, the people of Egypt transformed the desert into a kingdom of unimaginable power and wealth. Their monuments touched the sky, their rulers were worshipped as gods, and their civilization would leave behind mysteries that still fascinate humanity today. This was more than an empire. This was the civilization of the Pharaohs. Ancient Egypt was born beside the Nile River. Surrounded by endless desert, the Nile became the lifeline of Egyptian civilization. Its annual floods enriched the soil and allowed agriculture to flourish across the harsh landscape. Villages grew into cities, trade expanded, population increased rapidly. The Nile transformed one of the harshest environments on Earth into one of the most powerful civilizations in history. Without the river, ancient Egypt could never have existed. Egyptian civilization expanded. Powerful rulers emerged to unite the kingdom. These rulers became known as pharaohs. But pharaohs were more than kings. The people of Egypt believed they were divine beings chosen by the gods themselves. Their authority shaped every part of Egyptian society. Armies obeyed them. Priests served them. Massive monuments were built in their honor. For thousands of years, the pharaohs ruled one of the greatest civilizations the world had ever seen. Among the greatest achievements of ancient Egypt, none became more legendary than the pyramids. Massive stone structures rising from the desert sands. These enormous monuments were built as tombs for powerful pharaohs. The most famous of them all, the Great Pyramid of Giza, remains one of the greatest engineering achievements in human history. Millions of stone blocks were transported and placed with astonishing precision. Even today, the true methods used to build the pyramids continue to fascinate historians across the world. Religion shaped every aspect of Egyptian life. The Egyptians believed deeply in the afterlife. Death was not seen as an ending, but as a journey into eternity. This belief led to elaborate burial rituals and the creation of mummification. Bodies were carefully preserved so the soul could survive beyond death. Temples honored gods such as Ra, Osiris, and Anubis. The spiritual world became deeply connected to Egyptian civilization itself. Across Egypt, massive temples and cities rose beside the Nile. Columns towered toward the sky. Walls were covered in sacred carvings and hieroglyphics. Golden statues reflected the burning desert sun. Egyptian architecture symbolized power, eternity, and divine order. For centuries, Egypt became one of the richest and most influential civilizations on Earth. The Egyptians also developed one of the ancient world's most remarkable writing systems: hieroglyphics. Symbols carved into temples, monuments, and papyrus scrolls recorded history, religion, trade, and royal power. Knowledge became preserved across generations. Mathematics, astronomy, engineering, and medicine advanced rapidly within Egyptian society. Human civilization was evolving faster than ever before. As Egypt grew stronger, its influence spread across neighboring regions. Armies protected trade routes and expanded Egyptian power. Great pharaohs built enormous monuments celebrating victory and strength. For centuries, ancient Egypt stood among the most powerful civilizations in the world. Its wealth, military power, and cultural influence became legendary. But like every civilization in history, ancient Egypt eventually declined. Foreign invasions weakened the kingdom. Political struggles divided the empire. Power slowly faded over time. And yet, even after its fall, Egypt's legacy survived. Its pyramids still stand beneath the desert sun. Its mysteries continue to fascinate humanity thousands of years later. Few civilizations have ever left such a powerful mark on history. Today, ancient Egypt remains one of humanity's greatest symbols of civilization. Its monuments continue to inspire awe across the world. The pyramids, the temples, the pharaohs. They remind us how far humanity had evolved from the prehistoric world of hunters and tribes. Egypt transformed survival into legacy, and through stone, gold, and belief, its civilization achieved something extraordinary: immortality through history. And perhaps the most extraordinary part of ancient Egypt is that its civilization still feels alive today. Thousands of years after the pharaohs disappeared, their monuments continue to dominate the desert horizon. The pyramids still rise beneath the same burning sun. Hieroglyphics still whisper stories from the ancient world. The mysteries of Egypt still captivate humanity across every generation. Ancient Egypt was more than a kingdom. It was a civilization obsessed with eternity. And in many ways, it achieved exactly that. Because long after empires vanished into history, the legacy of Egypt endured. A timeless monument to humanity's ambition, power, and desire to be remembered forever. And perhaps the greatest mystery of ancient Egypt is not how the pyramids were built. It is how a civilization so ancient still feels immortal today. Thousands of years have passed since the pharaohs ruled beside the Nile. Empires have risen and fallen. Entire civilizations have vanished into history. And yet, Egypt endures. Its pyramids still dominate the desert horizon. Its temples still whisper stories from the ancient world. Its symbols still fascinate humanity across every generation. Ancient Egypt achieved something few civilizations ever could. It defeated time itself. Because long after its rulers disappeared, their monuments continued speaking to the future. A reminder that humanity has always searched for something greater than survival. Legacy, immortality, and the hope of being remembered forever.